It's a time for more packages from China. Let's go. To deep dive into a rabbit hole like this because there are so many manufacturers out there. These things are made by hand, and this is not like a big factory or like mass producing these things, and that is something you will see when it comes to the overall quality. I already mentioned before, this thing is more like a GameCube portable than actually a Wii portable, because every single game of course will be controlled by the controls at the front. So what we're going to get is a very nice looking control panel, but also or like an built-in controller and high quality joysticks. We're going to get ourselves a 2 joystick configuration. I must say the position of them are not bad at all. So to begin with, what we're going to get actually are like the Nintendo Switch joysticks, and I really love these things. And also they come with the click. The thing is, like, I really love these tiny joystick, and they feel also very nice. Very good quality they're using in these portables. We're also going to get ourselves like a normal D-pad, but I must say the touch itself, it feels like kind of weird. Like when you're feeling it, you can feel that it is like not an original D-pad. It has like a very strange, like say, long travel. Also the D-pad, which you can see over here, is very, like say, high. It's not a bad thing, because when you're actually playing with it, it plays very nicely. But the overall controls of this thing are not bad at all, I can tell you that. It's like when you configure this like an Xbox 360, that's basically the configuration you're having over here. I personally really like it. Overall, like the A, B, X and Y, I really like the way they configure the buttons too, because we do have like different heights between all of them, and it makes them playing way more comfortable than having like all of the same level, in my opinion. Then we have like the start in the middle, that is a very long travel button over here. And at the back we're going to get all the other necessary buttons, like the L, R and the special Z button. So everything that we're going to need when playing some GameCube games on this Wii/GameCube portable, it's not going to be an issue whatsoever. But there was only one downside to this, let's say, case, and I've seen it many times before, if it's like a Dreamcast, PlayStation portable or whatsoever. It's like the way of the quality of the paint job. Let's give you an up close and show you what I mean. So when you're looking at the paint job, it's absolutely like horrible. You can see all these weird stains in here. So I don't know how they are doing the paint job. I would say like when you go into paint job before assembly, that you're just going to get yourself like a very nice, let's say maybe a professional paint job for these cases, because you're paying a lot of money. And you can see, like, I don't know what it is, like maybe it's for the sanding of the thing that they like scratch it all up too heavily, and when trying to do a paint job you can just see it through the paint, or the paint job in general is not that great. So I must say that I was a little bit bummed up seeing it, like you're paying so much money for it, and in the end you're just going to get yourself a lousy paint job. So another thing I personally would change is that like the front glass, and I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's very sturdy, like it's not bad at all, but the way how it looks, I don't like it at all. Like when you're looking at this, I would say like just get yourself like a black bezel. That would look, it just would look so much better than this weird looking one. Not a big fan of it. Okay, so at the top we're gonna get ourselves like a little tip over here. It's a very good thing they're doing this, because it cannot like accidentally turn on in the case itself. So then we have like the port for charging, and then we have over here the SD card that can be swapped out fairly easy. I think they're using a 64GB. It's not like a brand that I know of, like Samsung or SanDisk or something. They're using like some Chinese brand. And all here we do have like the intake for the fan. But let's open it up later on and show you what you're going to get in the inside. And the other part, we're going to get ourselves a jack out, and then we have like an extra button over here. The case design is very compact, but I was really like curious about one thing. So I reviewed this PlayStation portable some time ago, and I can tell you, like, it was a very small project, but I can tell you this thing is absolutely more tinier than you're going to have like this Wii portable. I just want to do a quick side-by-side comparison. There was a different kind of manufacturer, but still, like, to just give you like a quick comparison how small this PlayStation 2 portable is. I did make a separate review about it. I would say, like, after this video you should check it out. Let's get on with it and let's power it on. And not to forget, at the side they also implemented the volume control over here. By pressing it up and down you can just adjust the volume fairly quickly. The speaker over here is at the front. There is a tiny speaker, but I can tell you this thing sounds freaking amazing. What I really like about these devices is that we're actually going to get ourselves like a beautiful display in the inside. So that is a very positive thing. They're not using cheap, let's say, displays. So the view angle is very good, but I must say, like, it's very difficult to capture due of, let's say, the reflection of the front glass or plexi, or I want to call it. But I was just messing around with this thing, and I wanted to show you how you actually need to navigate through the menu, because it's very convenient and this thing works like a charm when it comes to the RV loader on here. But here we have the first problem. I cannot get into the different menus, where you only need to like mess around with the menu and just going to the GameCube or the Wii games. Unfortunate, my version is defective. My right joystick doesn't work at all. So I've been like messing around in the controls just to see if I can figure out, hoping it's a software issue. But unfortunate, it isn't. So when we're going to get to the stick wizard over here, like a lot of cool, like say, stuff is in here that you can configure everything. And here you need to like check out and basically configuring your left joysticks and your right. Here you can see like it figures out that basically the left joystick works, but when I'm going to like mess around with the right joystick, it keeps saying keep turning, or press B to cancel. So unfortunate, we're going to do a quick teardown now first, just to see if we can fix the problem. I think I have somewhere like some joysticks laying around, but I'm hoping it's a minor issue. It's kind of a bummer, but this happens all the freaking time. Bad paint job and there's quality issues. Maybe I sound really like so chill here on the video, but I can tell you I am super angry. I'm like demonic at the moment. Because I'm so done with this crap. Like you're paying a shitload of money for something like this and you're just going to get you like a half-baked product. Like not only like the paint job that is lousy like every single time, you're just going to get shit like this. That you don't like, you want to just grab it. You spend like a shitload of money on it and you just want to play it, but you can't. So the thing that we need to do is removing the screws over here and also at the side, and we're going to lift it up very carefully because these things are super fragile in the inside. I think I have somewhere some, let's say, joysticks laying around from a Switch. I don't know if it's exactly like a one-on-one copy of the Switch joysticks or they're using like those replacement kits you can also pick up. But the thing is, we need hoping it is and I can find the joystick so I can maybe replace it, or maybe it's in bad connection. Okay, so let's do a quick fold open and show you what we're going to get in the inside, because I already mentioned these things are like super fragile. And also this thing, oh boy, they did a lot of extra PCBs in here. Okay, so this is what we're going to get in the inside. Here we do have like the PCB for the monitor itself. Then we have like over here like the front PCB. Nowadays like there's this front PCB that you can just basically like slap in here and just connect everything fairly easy. Like they do have like less soldering and a lot of like say tricks to get it working. And underneath over here we have the main board. You see that we do have like a lot of like soldering on here, and I'm going to be very careful because they implemented a shitload of wires. They did some great soldering in my opinion with some hot glue madness. But what you can see is that they have like an original main board on the inside and they just squeeze them in. Like, I must say when you're looking at it, like it looks almost like original, that they made this thing like this is just normal from out of the factory. It's kind of interesting. Also the soldering I already mentioned before, they didn't do like a very bad job. They did like, I'm not like the king of soldering, but the overall soldering skills are not bad at all. And it's interesting to see how they made everything in here. And I'm they implemented some hot glue. They didn't use a lot of there, like they used some minor blobs to keep the cables in a certain, like say, direction that they can't get loose. But okay, so what about the joystick? So the joystick is a positive thing because they are using just less typical joysticks, and we need to replace the right one over here, or just to figure out how what is going on. So you can remove them fairly easy. That is the thing that we're going to do later on, hoping I can figure out. I can find my other joystick, but for now I just want to double check if the connection over here has been like correctly inserted. So far I can see there is nothing wrong with it, but I'm going to remove it anyway just to see, because it would be like so weird that we have like this brand new joystick in here that doesn't work at all, or it's maybe like a bigger issue and then we have like a huge issue at all. But I already like figured out the problem itself. It's kind of stupid to be honest. At first I'm thinking, how can a joystick like this be broken? But here comes the thing. So what you can see over here is a little bit difficult to show you, but now the joystick responses like it should be. And the reason is very simple. They used these brackets over here, and the brackets are basically tightened up so bad that the joystick in the inside cannot really move. I think it's pretty damn cool. You can just play GameCube and Wii games. Yeah, if it's like still something in the future, simply because we have like so many emulation devices getting better and cheaper than this. But here we can basically add our games and just have finally some fun. So let's test some games and let's play. Okay, so let's jump into a different game. One of my favorite games to play on the GameCube. In combination with the progressive scanning looks absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm used to playing this game also on the PlayStation, but it's so different on the GameCube to play with these controls. The unfortunate thing is, like, when booting up the first game in GameCube, you see like we have some weird stuff going on. Maybe it's some settings that I need to adjust in the menu, but I just wanted to see, like, you need to do sometimes a lot of tinkering, getting stuff to work. Another thing I've noticed, it's like when you're playing actually with the thing, the D-pad is very comfortable, but it doesn't feel like the real deal, especially when it comes through to the A, B, X, Y buttons. This thing just plays not like an original GameCube controller. But when testing out the next GameCube game, we don't have the issue with the display. Because I set it to progressive scanning, and now I don't have any issue whatsoever. So that's more like the problem that we are also facing, that you need to tinker with the settings of the GameCube, because it's basically putting out a way higher signal. So the GameCube emulation basically, or emulation gameplay, is just like completely messed up. So we're actually going to play some Sonic Adventure. I realized my left joystick is not working like it should be. And I think I know why this is, because I need to mess with the dead zone. Or better said, I've been messing with the dead zone. The thing that we need to do, go back to the main menu and check that out. Okay, so let's take a close look at the settings. And yeah, I'm just going to be honest, I think I've been messing around with it. So the dead zone of the stick, dead zone was normally, I think, was set to 24, something like that. And I think that is the main problem that I have. A weird situation going on. I think it was 24, something like that. All right, and let's go. Yeah, save config, and then we need to go back to the game itself. That's it. All right, very good. Let's go back to the game and let's have some fun. Let's see if it's going to be any better now. Okay, the next thing that we need to do is double check everything. I've been configuring the joysticks again, and here you can see like everything works like a charm. So let's go. Okay, so let's see how it actually works now. Now it works just like a charm. You know, like I've been messing so long with those analog sticks because the right one didn't work like it should be, and it was more like a hardware malfunction than a software malfunction. But you know, like I just wanted to show you in this video how you can fix stuff like that and just bring you on this horrible adventure, because that is absolutely not the way I want to like receive and play with stuff. But actually, when done, you can see it runs pretty damn good, especially when you do the progressive scan style option. Everything looks absolutely amazing.